Welcome, everyone. If you're new here, we talk about video games, sometimes random stuff, sometimes movies, but it's always from a place of love for games and, not corporations. Today, the Oblivion crisis starts, and we talk about game release choices. I'm Scott. I have with me David. This is Liam. Disney sucks. Let's get in on this. And what we do here is we start with what we've been playing this week. And let's start with Liam this week because we started with David like the last five times. So that's only fair. Yeah. And Liam, I have a question for you. Most people in the U.S. can do a British accent or multiple. I can do all the accents. So I was just wondering, can you do an American accent?
No, I think I'd be terrible at it. No.
Okay.
No.
I'm just asking. I just feel like British people like walk around going, "Hey, you're gonna eat those French fries," or just something that's like just makes fun of. Right. I'm gonna go out back and shoot my guns. Do they? They probably make fun of us all the time.
There'll be a lot of making fun of the Americans.
Okay, I knew that. David, Liam goes out and drinking with his friends and goes, "These guys I do a podcast with, they're fucking idiots. You should hear what they say."
They're like, "Are they American?" And they're like, "Yeah." Oh.
I don't think they went to school. Anyway, all right. Well, let's get started. What have you been playing? What'd you say?
They don't even drink tea. Can you believe it?
I know. They put sugar in their tea and drink it cold.
Yeah, cold.
Barbarians, right?
They heat the cup in the microwave. It's terrible.
Right. What's wrong with that? It's convenient. Anyway, dude, what have you been playing this week?
There's been a lot of games that released, wasn't there?
Yes. Yeah. Well, we'll get into that too.
Well, I did try Oblivion because that dropped.
Okay.
They actually did it. I can't believe it.
Now, did you play the original one, the 2006?
I did not.
Okay.
I didn't.
Okay.
Oblivion.
Man, you're in for a treat.
It is like a new game for me.
Wow.
I only played like a little bit. And I was interested to see where the story was going. So I did like the first intro part. And
with
then
Patrick
I went
Stewart.
And he dies. That's
Spoiler.
Spoiler for 20 years old. And I got to the first part we were supposed to find this guy.
Joffrey.
Yeah. And after that, I think my game glitched out because I'm stuck.
Just close out and reload. It fixes 99% of the problems.
I know it's like it still has, obviously, because it is a remaster technically because the game's still underneath.
Yes, it is.
Unreal 5. So the whole junk stuff is still there.
Mm-hmm.
Which people kind of love, actually. So it's like, it's like the old one because it is. So sometimes you have these certain situations where the game should do something like people should walk in front of you, but they don't. They get stuck.
Yeah.
There was a whole area when I was exploring. I was just wandering about. The NPCs were behind me. They weren't moving. They weren't doing anything. I went, wait a minute, that's not right. So I went behind them, and they started the scene. Oh, whoops.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you have to kind of just nudge them, and they'll go back.
And it's not working. It's like, oh yeah, no, we're doing.
Yeah. There's even one. I don't know if you've seen this, but they left this in. There's a line. You talk to this high elf, and she says her line, and then she goes, "Wait a minute, I want to do that one again." And then she says it again. So the recording of it, she does it, and they left that in there. That is so cool.
Yeah.
And then I heard one guy. He was like, before his line, he went, "So the guard's over there." I'm like, what the fuck was that? He just cleared his throat and then said something. God dang.
Because with this remaster, they actually recorded new lines.
Yeah, there are new lines in it. But not everything. It's like all the original stuff, but added stuff, yeah.
But the added stuff, so which they could have actually taken out some old stuff to remove the weirdness.
But the
fact that it's like sort of beloved by fans. They knew that, and they just kept it in anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which is great. That's how you do a remake, because fans are like, no, it's bugged, but we like it. I think that's a statement for like Bethesda fans, because I haven't been like a Bethesda player really, to be honest. And I know, but people love the old. There's a difference between unplayable bugs and funny bugs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And glitches. So there's several glitches that are still there as well.
Yeah. So it can be glitchy as long as it's not unplayable to actually go through.
Right.
So that's what a lot of fans like, and they just kept a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
Nice. And then I tried to play Expedition 33 because that got rave reviews as well.
Yeah.
I'm not a turn-based fan, so it's very hard for me to say,
well,
I like the whole movement, the graphics. I mean, it looks beautiful.
Is it
Huh?
Is it real-time strategy?
No, it's like turn-based. It's like old Final Fantasy.
Oh, like RPG, like straight up.
Yeah, it goes one-on-one. Like when you get into a fight, it's one-on-one. Yeah.
Like the fact that got so many good reviews though, and the voice acting is great. The how it looks is great, and they're selling out for $50 as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, got Oblivion $50.
And on Game Pass. Both of these are on Game Pass, by the way.
Both on Game Pass, but it made me think. Why are we accepting of $60 games, $70 games, $80 games, and these ones are just coming out like, we're $50, but it gets more people buying it. Surely having a lower entry price will get more people to buy.
I would say for Expedition 33, probably because it's a new IP. It's from a new studio, and new IPs are hard right now.
That's usually a risk. Obviously, the game is well done because everyone loves it.
Right.
But it's not the typical AAA $70 game plus a battle pass plus microtransaction plus this plus that plus the other. People don't want that. If you just price it $50-$60 and it's just good and complete,
well,
why do you need prices to go up?
Ubisoft and EA tell us that single-player games are not viable and that everybody wants a live service game. What are you talking about? I don't understand. I mean, these publishers are telling you you're wrong. You can't like a single-player game. That's ridiculous. Especially one that came out 19 years ago. That's you can't do that. That's silly. Yeah. Again, total disconnect from what people actually want. Yeah.
I think it's like a good reminder of like, if your game is good, it'll just sell. Mm-hmm. So stop trying to force 1,000 ways to monetize it before it's released.
Yeah.
Don't make that like the objective. Obviously, you have to make money, but make a game good and people will buy it.
Well, people are smart. They think we're stupid, and that's their fault. When they make games that are for monetization instead of making the actual game, to be played and enjoyed, we can see that. Assassin's Creed, the last 4 Assassin's Creed, obviously, are there's good games there, but there's also a lot of fluff that's like, you don't want to grind to level 25 so you can continue the story? Well, give us $10 and you can get 10 levels. We'll just level you up 10 points. If somebody looks at that and can't say that is by design and the game is made for you to want to give them more money after $70, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. They think we're stupid. But yeah,
I think a lot of it is dependent on whales, gaming whales. Like, just spend money because.
Well, not just that. We used to think that, but that's not. When you have, say, a gun for like $60 in Call of Duty, yes, those are for whales. Those are for people that just don't give a shit and they have enough money. But if you can say, hey, I know you got kids, I know you got a job, I know you got a wife or a husband, that
Yeah.
you need to spend time with, and you really want to be playing this game instead, give us $10 and we'll just scoot you along.
Yeah.
That's not whale money. That is adult. That is the I got shit to do money that they're trying to get from you.
That's what they're trying to go for as well. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So,
That's
so what did you think of?
mouth.
What's that? What did you say?
Taking macaroni and cheese out your kid's mouth.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Sorry, little buddy.
Give me that back.
Word.
Do you know how much that cost? But yeah, what did you think about Expedition 33? Clair Obscure.
It's as I said, it's a beautiful looking game. I haven't got much into it. Even the turn-based has like a parry system as well, so it's not just turn-based.
Mm-hmm.
So you can dodge at the same time. Like you can
it's really cool.
I haven't got much into it. Then Oblivion was released, so I finished that for midnight. I just haven't been on gaming time as much as I want to be. So it's like trying to balance everything. It's like I want to play games, and then 5 games released at the same time. It's like, well, my backlog's never finishing.
Well, I thought by this time in 2025 we wouldn't have to have sleep anymore, but here we are.
Yeah. So someone,
son of a bitch.
someone event 30-hour days and 11-day weeks, so I can actually complete these games.
Right. Or just 5-day weekends.
Yeah.
That'll work. I like that. Jeez.
I've been on a lot of like other games as well. Like me and my friends play FIFA as well. End of season football stuff. And
right.
Just enjoy playing with each other. And some other games here and there. I checked out Diablo. That's got a new season tomorrow. It's crazy how that went by. I was like, oh yeah, these games are paid for, and I completely forgot about them.
I know. Yeah. I paid $70 for this game, and now it's in your backlog.
Yeah.
Yep. Been there.
Trying to catch up, really.
Jeez. Cool. Was that it? That's quite a bit. Yeah. Play Oblivion. Get into it. It is. I envy you. You've never played this before. It is just such a fun game.
I did do something. I wasn't sure. Is there a morality system in Oblivion?
No, not really.
What I mean is, like, is there a consequence to what I do?
Oh, absolutely. There's more of like a notoriety, like more like if you, you can get caught stealing, and then you can piss people off and they don't talk to you anymore. And a lot of it, also some people won't talk to you because of your race. So you have to kind of maneuver around that. So I see a lot of people online playing this game going, this game's broken. I talked to this person, now I don't know what to do. I'm like, well, kiddo, we used to have games that didn't tell you what to do. You kind of have to use your brain and figure out different ways of doing things, because it's not just one way, and there's no yellow on the ledges for you to get, to find your way.
I did go to like the stables, to find a horse. I had no money. Yeah. So I just grabbed a horse and went off. So I don't know what that means.
Yeah, that'll yeah. Don't talk to any guards from now on. Like, hey, I know you. I got a wanted poster for you. You can find wild horses and tame them. I forgot how to do it, but if you tame one, you just get it. It's a free horse. But I'll talk more about that.
Because I was like, I am not walking across this map.
Well, you can. This is you can fast travel anywhere in the game.
Can you?
Yes. I don't think that's something that you should have in the game, but it is. You can go to any city, just click, just fast travel anywhere. If you have found some place, you can fast travel. Like, so if you see something, like, just walk over there and goes, you have found this, then fuck it. You can go do something else, and then you can fast travel back to it when you have time.
You have to find all the places, and you can just fast travel to the places.
Now, by saying that, though, don't do that. Like, walk, because you're going to run into all kinds of stuff, and you're going to miss out on a lot of crazy Tamriel stuff if you do that. So, cool. All right, well, let's go over to David. And David, what have you been playing this week?
I actually played 3 games this week. The first one was, I don't know if you guys ever heard of this game, but can you see that?
It's
called Lunar.
Luna?
Luna?
Lunar.
Yeah. So it was a Sega CD. I guess we're in remaster right now.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
they remastered this game. Okay, so this is a Sega CD game by
Really?
that Working Designs. They used to come out with these like sort of Japanesey anime type games, and I actually got a prompt on my phone. I was out and about, and I got a prompt on my phone that said, "Lunar, the remaster for Part 1 and Part 2 just came out, just dropped." And I literally like bought it on my, I like downloaded it.
Like, don't
Turn
let
on
that
Xbox
Wow.
and download game now.
Yeah.
Because that game was like before that, I was playing video games and I really liked playing video games, but I never really like got into them like I did like a great book. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
this game I did. When I got this game, I played it constantly and I followed the story and I beat it. I've actually beaten this game several times. And it was like the first game that I ever beat, and it was like it's just like in my heart, this game, you know. So when I saw
Yeah.
it, I was like, oh my god. So I got it, I downloaded it, and they have the entire both games, remastered version and original version. You can choose
What? So
to
you
play.
can play either one.
I can play the original.
Oh
or I
man,
can
that's
play the
really
remastered.
cool.
It is
Is-
really cool.
Is that a switch between them? Like, I know
Yeah,
somebody
is
else
it
do-
is it a different executable, or can you like flip flop like
Uh, I think no,
Is
I
that-
think you could. I think if I feel like playing the original exactly from where I am, I can. Because the
Okay.
start menu, literally every start menu shows you each game, part 1 and part 2, and it says original or remastered. And when you select
Oh, that's
remastered,
cool.
then you're at your load screen. Then you load the game.
Okay, so it's a different
Oh.
executable, but it's the same save file, right?
Right.
Okay,
So
still cool.
I was like, and I didn't like play it for like 10 hours straight. I was playing an hour here, hour there, and I was like, man. And then I read the comments, the reviews, and everybody says pretty much the same thing I'm saying, which is like, I feel like I'm a kid again. This is like nostalgia. This is like one of my favorite all-time games when I was a kid. So I've been playing that and loving it, and you know, it's very childish and anime-ish, but I'm okay with that because it's from my childhood, and I
Yeah,
enjoy that.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now, and it's a
And then, yeah, it's a $50 game.
Yeah.
But you get both of them, and you get the original and the remastered version.
264 very positive reviews.
Yeah, and me and the wife were looking to play a game together. Whenever she had time to play, she really, really wanted to play something with me, and I'm like, I don't know what to play. I have no idea. You know, I'm throwing games at her. How about Conan? You know, my go-tos for, and she's just not biting. So we pulled you know, like when you're watching Netflix and you just let her choose. We did one of those,
Ooh.
and yeah, it was a bad idea. But she landed on Redfall and was like, "Let's try this game because
Oh.
kill vampires."
That's co-op. Yeah.
And it's co-op, and it sucked. We did not like it.
No.
We didn't get very far, and I guess like we like if there's a gun on the ground, it's like I can get the gun, but then the gun doesn't go away. She has to get it as well.
Okay.
I found a gun and I kept going, and she couldn't find the gun. So she spent like a good portion of the game with no gun. She just passed it by, and I was like, "Oh, it was in a car. I found a gun in a car. What car?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm like way past now. I'm like further down." So by the time she got to me, I like ended up killing a bunch of guys, and she just wasn't having a good time, and we were just kind of like bummed out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So that didn't last. But I did play Oblivion. I said I got to jump on this for the hype, you know, hype reasons.
Yeah.
And so I never played the original Oblivion, but I did play Skyrim.
Yeah.
So when I'm playing Oblivion, I'm like, this is just Skyrim.
Yeah.
What? You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
and I know there's people out there like, you son of a bitch, this is the original, man.
Well, I mean, it's Elder Scrolls 4, and
Yeah.
then you got
Okay,
Elder
so
Scrolls
I-
5.
I
Yeah.
said to myself, yeah, no, okay, so I guess this is where Skyrim, took off from.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
of, so I'm like, I'm like, I guess my quick 5-minute review is, I don't know, I'm just like, I'm sort of playing the game in the same, and I had the same reaction with Skyrim. I'm sort of playing the game, and I'm just kind of like, what is the appeal of this game? I don't see the appeal of this game. And then like 4 hours in, I'm still playing the game. Like I haven't stopped playing the game.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I there are things that I think are just kind of stupid. Like the characters' faces when they talk to you. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
they're like
Oh
really out of
God,
whack.
you should see the original.
They're completely out of whack.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That, and you walk into like a tavern and everybody's sort of like floating. I walked into a tavern and everybody was floating and simultaneously screaming at me. Like, what? Hey, how are you? Hey, so you're the knight of the round, and I'm just like,
You-
well, I just walked in.
What-
What is going on here? And everybody wants to
What
talk.
tavern did you go
I feel like
to?
I feel like this is my experience.
Yeah.
But there were parts that were kind of funny, like just slaughtering rats and goblins in a sewer, and then I
Mhm.
finally get out. I guess, and here's the thing. I guess I'm treating this like a survival, and I realize like, I don't have to make a fire. There's no pressing.
Mm-mm.
There's no pressing like I gotta make a fire and I gotta eat right now or I'm gonna die. There's none of that,
No.
right?
No,
I'm like,
no,
okay,
it's
so that
no survival.
yeah, that frees me up to like really kind of like enjoy the scenery and I see a deer and I'm like, oh, let me go shoot my bow, and I shot a bow at this deer, and then music starts to play. Like I'm like, well, I hit him. Is this the music that plays when you hit something? And then out of nowhere, a giant crab comes at me with an arrow in his shell. I'm like, oh shit! I hit him. I didn't hit the deer. I hit him. And I'm like, what's this giant crab? And then another giant crab. I'm like, fuck. So, and then I'm sort of just following the trail. I didn't do I know that there's the mission, but I didn't really follow the mission. I was just following the trail and walking around and ran into some bandits and killed some bandits and jumped into a tower. Like I said, I went into the tower and everybody's floating and yelling at me. I still don't understand.
You went into the wrong tower.
I just wanted to sell all my shit because I had so much stuff. It's like you're encumbered. I'm like, okay, I want to get rid of some of this stuff,
Yeah.
But I had fun. I actually think the game is fun. I like I said, I kept playing even though there were things like, this is kind of weird. Again, it's like Liam. Like I didn't grow up on the sort of Bethesda world.
Mm-hmm.
The controls don't feel like games that I'm used to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because you know what? In my playthrough, I was like, how do I jump?
Yeah.
Why?
It took me forever to find it. I was like, I'm pressing A.
And you
Nothing is
and you
happening. And then I was why. I thought, oh.
Yeah, just like
Okay.
Skyrim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because A is everything else.
figure it out. It didn't matter. I was just
Yeah.
like swinging my sword around like but no, I had a good time with it. You know what I mean?
I did get my horse stuck. I was like, I just want to go up there. And there's like a mountain like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it goes up a bit, and then I don't know. The game just freaked out, I guess, because I was going backwards and turning around and going up all over the place. Enemies were hitting me from behind. I was like, I'm stuck. It fixed itself and
Well,
went
you
off.
should have bought a billy goat.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So what was the
Cool.
third game, or was that three? Did I miss?
No, that was it. Oblivion, Redfall.
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
Redfall. Yeah. Wow, I keep
Yeah.
forgetting about Redfall. Somebody says something
Oh, yeah,
about Redfall. I'm like, oh yeah, Redfall. Anyway, you gonna eat the rest of that sandwich?
I enjoyed Redfall for what it was. It just
Yeah.
could have been
Ye-
more.
it-
Yeah.
You know what I liked about Redfall? This is kind of silly, but if you go through the town like in the middle, like in the day, And it's obviously like this went down in like October because there's a lot of like pumpkins and the leaves have turned. And I'm looking around in this town. I'm just walking through and I'm like, if this was a different game, this would look really good. Like the art style and everything of the town, just it looks like you could make a Stephen King adaptation with that art style. You know what I mean?
It does have a good vibe to it.
Yeah, it has a really good. I'm like the art direction for the environments are really good. They just didn't fill it with anything that was worth a shit. So
yeah, I mean, it looked alluring enough for my wife to be like, I want to try this game. You know what I mean? Looks
yeah, I mean, and there's nothing wrong. Try it. You know, it's definitely better than it was when it launched. Holy shit, it was a total mess. Well,
so, anyway, Scott, what have you been playing?
I played one game this week. So let me give you a little bit of reference. So last Monday we talked about the announcement to the announcement of Oblivion's remaster. Right. Yeah. So we talk about leaks, talk about this, and then all of a sudden, boop, and they say, hey, we got this thing happening tomorrow on YouTube at 11 Eastern time. Check it out. And then we talked about it.
Was going to be the logo burned into the thing. And
yeah, you were not that far off from that. Yeah, that was kind of. I watched that. I'm
close. Like, it was very
David.
Close. Yeah.
David foretold. But then I was like, well, shit, maybe Liam's right, and it's going to say 2000. You know, like the day it came out next year. Yeah. So I was having a really shitty day. I was at work, and nothing was going right, and I'm like, and my phone's like, ding. You know, this thing comes on in like 5 minutes. I'm like, I'm not watching this. I'm not watching this. Like right now, if I swear to God, if it comes up and it shows me really cool shit, and then it goes, and then it will come out November or, you know, just anything, you know, 3 weeks from now, I'm like, I'm going to lose my shit. So I didn't watch it. But when I got done with everything, I started thinking like, so the next place I have to go in between here and there, my house is in the middle. So if by any chance this did get dropped, I can run by the house and start downloading it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to suck it up, and I'm just going to take it. And I opened the video, and I just scrolled all the way to the end to the last 12 seconds. I didn't even watch any of it. And till now, all I saw was like the ending, like how you described it. And then it said available now. And I was like, holy shit. I didn't even know what it looked like. I didn't even see the video, anything. I went home. I came, you know, just clicked on the Xbox app, and it started downloading at 30 MBs fucking but anyway. So I went back to work. I come home and still had like, you know, almost 2 hours left. I'm like, God dang. And then I was like, no, I'm not gonna look at anything. I'm not gonna nothing. I'm gonna go in blind. And then I was like, I'm gonna stream it. I'm gonna just go in blind. I'm gonna stream it, and then this is what we got. So 2006 March Monday, I was off. I went and got Oblivion, and back then, I don't know if you guys remember this. Since you didn't play it back then, you may not remember. We got one announcement trailer, right? It showed the game. It showed a little bit of snippets of gameplay, and then that was it. And then you might have had a magazine that's like, well, this is Oblivion. Here's some pictures, you know. And back then, you know, that's all you really got. You didn't get like an announcement trailer or announce to announcement. You didn't get the announcement to the gameplay trailer, to the trailer to the announcement of the release date trailer. You know, you didn't get all that shit. Yeah. So you just really didn't know what to go by. I had played a shitload of Morrowind, which is Elder Scrolls 3. And I was like, and looking at this thing, it was like, this is my jam. This is my shit. You know, I say this all the time. It's like, give me a sword, give me a torch, give me a hole in the ground, give me some enemies to, you know, pillage their dead bodies, and I am happy. I went and got this game. I got home by 10:15 because GameStop opened at 10. Ran over there, walked in. They practically like threw it at me. I caught it, ran out the door. Went straight home.
Hand it to me now.
Yeah, I opened the door and threw it. It flew across the room right into my 360 drive, and then I sat on the couch. And then like 8 hours had passed, and I had not gotten up. I had not eaten. Had not gotten anything to drink. I was just in awe of this game. And when you get out of the sewer, and you see the dock right there, and the lake, and then the alien ruins, right in front of you, and the sun's coming over the mountain, and it's like, dude, you can go anywhere you want to. You can just you see the top of that mountain, you can go there.
See that mountain, you can go there.
Yeah,
I know that.
Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, it's like Todd Howard knocked on my door. I said, "Hey, Todd." He goes, "Hey, man, I've been working on something I thought you might like. Here you go. I made this just for you. Thanks, Todd." And I put it in, and that was Oblivion. I played the shit out of this game. I played almost every day for like 5 years. So I was excited. I could have just said that and saved us a lot of time, but I have history. Yeah. I'm when they made this for people like me that, So I went in blind, and you can go to Twitch or Graybeard Gaming and watch the stream, and I play. And Liam, you were right. You were in my stream. You said I said you were a dirty liar. It didn't have any beards. It does have beards. I apologize, because originally they had beards, but it was like dirt, like your mouth was just dirty, like you just ate a chocolate bar. Yeah, it wasn't like a beard. It was just like, oh, I just didn't shave for 2 days, so I didn't think anything about it.
It wasn't very.
I know, right? It was right there. I went back and made another character. I'm like, it's right there. It says facial hair, but anyway, so I played that. I did a stream, and then I quit stream. I went and ate something. I came back and played some. I can't stop playing this game. It's when you play that game a long time ago, and we were just talking about this with Lunar. Like, you have that in your memory, that game, how it looked, and you probably when you sat down and played it, you're like, oh, this is amazing looking. This is like the best game I've ever seen. Like, look at the trees, and look at this, and look at the grass, and all this stuff. And every area you went to was like awe-inspiring. That's how you remember it. And then if you play it now, you're like, God damn, this looks like shit, But playing the remaster, it's like, that's what you remember. Like, they updated it so well. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it was like
that's how you saw it in your imagination. You're like, it wasn't like this before? I'm pretty sure it was. And you look back like, oh, okay. It wasn't.
No, it was totally not. But that's what you remember. Like, your brain fills in all the gaps. Yeah. So, I've been having a blast with it. And I did something kind of dumb because Microsoft did something kind of dumb. Liam, I don't know if you noticed this. I don't know. Are you playing it on PC or Xbox?
I've just got my Xbox right now.
Okay. So I downloaded it on the Xbox app, and I've been playing on that. And then Friday, I'm thinking in my head that Bethesda what's the guys that did this, that did all the work? I keep forgetting their name.
Virtuous.
Thank you. So Virtuous or Bethesda, either one, are like, hey, it's Friday, man, let's go get some beers. Oh, yeah, we need to release that patch to fix the save games on the Microsoft Store. So, throw the patch out. Woo, we're out of here. Yeah. It kills DLSS and FSR. So any upscaling that you had, just took it out of the menu. It just quit. So I downloaded the patch, and I start playing. I'm like, why is my frame rate ass? And why does everything look like it's double image? So I went back and I looked at the settings, and it's gone. It just taken out. Here we are Monday. They come back to work. Guess what we got on Monday? A patch. Well, guess what this guy did Saturday? I went to Steam and bought it on Steam. So, probably not. I did get a coupon. But also... going to the Reddit and doing some information on this and that. The mods that you get for this game, which are now, if I look right, there are 863 mods already for this game. A lot of them,
Only 800?
Yeah. It came out Tuesday. Just give them a break. But it looks like a lot of the older mods for the original game will work with this one. Some of them do not work with the Gamepass version. So I'm like, I am not having that. I don't care what the mod is, but I'm going Steam full blast on this one.
That's the only issue with Microsoft games on on PC is when it comes to their Game Pass, they're very strict on mods. So that's something that you like, get it on Steam.
Yeah, I will be using some. I'm using mods now. I'm using a reshade that bumps up the color a little bit and bumps up the contrast a little bit, making it look a little bit more like the 360. And also, I've got one that makes the crosshair transparent, because I can't stand having that that plus right in front of me that makes me feel like I'm driving a tank. And I will probably download more after I play the shit out of the game. But yeah, I didn't want that to become an issue either. And I've seen how the differences between a game that's on Gamepass PC and one that's on Steam, and sometimes it's like the bastard stepchild or whatever on Gamepass when it comes to like patches and fixes and stuff like that. So I went ahead and got it on Steam, and I've been playing on Steam. So the result was I had to start all over. Oh darn! But I have.
Oh no! I have to play Oblivion again.
Oh no! Anyway, so I did make the same characters, same stats and everything, and so my spell sword Aragorn is alive and well in the world of Steam. But yeah, I'm getting really good frame rates now. I'm getting it's running really good. And just a tip for those on PC, it is Unreal 5 that's overlaying the game. I can't even comprehend. It's like some kind of fucking voodoo, wizardry, sorcery stuff. But if you're playing it for a while and it starts to stutter, just save your game, go to the main menu and reload it, and you're fine. It's Unreal 5, like probably a memory leak with the old engine. They may be able to fix that later, but also don't change your settings in the game. You can, but it's causing it. That's also causing stutter. So if you want to turn like ray tracing on or any of that stuff, go to the main menu, change it, and then reload your game. So, but this is man. I can't convey how much this makes me happy. I don't remember being this happy about a game release since maybe Space Marines 2, and how well that game was, and how surprisingly fun it was and badass, But this game I have history with, so I know it, and I just don't remember a lot of it because it has been 19 years since not 19 years, but probably 15 years since I played it regularly. And I think we said this last week, but it just seems like I don't know why. I know how it sounds, but I don't know why Xbox doesn't get enough credit for shit like this. They really don't. PlayStation is raising prices. They're producing no games. Their performance on their $700 console is not what they said it was going to be. Maybe one game or two, but it's not panning out to be beneficial like they've said it was. Nintendo, of course, is pushing for $80 games that you already have, and one new one that's just like the last one. Not consumer friendly at all. Like, especially as things get more expensive, they're just taking advantage of that. And here comes Microsoft. It's like, you remember that game you used to love play all the time? Yeah, you remember that one? Yeah, we do too. Here's a remaster, boom, and it drops. Oh, you like RPGs? Hey, check this one out from this 30 French people made, Clear Obscure Expedition 33, and it is blowing up as well. I mean, how do you not look at that and go, oh my God, is Game Pass not the best deal in gaming, period? How do you do that?
It really went like beyond expectations.
Yes.
And it's like April. That's the crazy thing. It's April.
It's April. They aren't even. We get Doom in a couple of weeks. Like fucking Doom Dark Ages. Holy shit. Yeah. And I said last week. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Let me calm down.
Oh, sorry. They had a Doom background for Xbox as well. That's new.
Yeah.
So I'll start there. But I think Microsoft are very smart here when it comes to their strategy, because everyone's like, oh, but it's not exclusive, but it's not this, but Xbox is this, and it's not selling like PlayStation. They are in a position now Microsoft can just sit back, let their studios produce what they need to. Be like, hey, look, this is all still Game Pass, and the Series S is the cheapest way in, or you've got a Series X, or you got a PC, and just let Nintendo and Sony price themselves out. Because at a point, people are going to be like, why are we paying $800 for this console and $90 for that game again?
Yeah.
Or something ridiculous.
Some of them will.
Tariffs might go up. Tariffs might do this. And we're in a weird economic situation right now. Microsoft's just like, yeah, Game Pass, just get it.
Yeah. Oh, here's some. Here's a favorite game that you used to play, and here's a brand new one that is really good. And then more to come. So it's my wife and I, we like to buy each other gifts, like, of course, surprise each other with gifts. Mm-hmm. And we do that because, saying, like, to someone, I appreciate you, is like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever, hand me that cheese dip. But showing it, like when you get them a little something and surprise, you're showing your appreciation, and it means way more. Mm-hmm. I don't want to equate that as much, but when you get this, and we talked about this last week, they didn't have to drop this game right now. They had Expedition 33 like in their pocket. They had it right there, and we even think it was like it would be stupid for them to drop it right now, but they did it anyway. Well, they just did it anyway. Bang, here you go, and it just feels like, wow, thank you.
Expedition 33 is actually just a good game that people know. Like they already had hype for it, which I was really worried about, but it seems to have paid off for the game anyway.
Yeah,
I still think it was risky, but it's paid off.
I think it actually has helped, because you can't have a conversation about Oblivion without having a conversation about Expedition 33.
Maybe that did help, but any other game that would have been buried.
Yeah. Yep.
Any other AAA, whatever, Battle Pass crap that we have, that would have been absolutely dead.
Yep. Marathon. Yep. Yeah. I mean, so. Well, I want to.
I'll say it got me to play because it was on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, you probably wouldn't have bought it.
I turned on the Xbox, being like, okay, let's see what all the hype is about, and then I'm like, oh, it's on Game Pass. I can play it right now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
I guarantee you, though, if you play it a little more and you just kind of get into it and remember that you're just playing around in somebody else's fantasy world, you'll go back and go, I have played 40 hours of this.
Yeah.
You'll get to that, like, I want that dude's armor. As soon as he goes in his house, I'm going to kill him and take his armor.
I haven't had that. I wish I had that game brain again, where I could just turn off everything and just be like, one game, 40 hours.
This helps. Yes.
But I just game hop far too much. That's why I don't complete anything. Yeah. I'm just bouncing around. I haven't had that game that makes me go, I want to play this.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get it with Oblivion later on, but I did get a bit with Avowed because I did like that.
Yeah,
and this does actually remind me of the same thing. It was very similar. But the last game I truly did that with was Mass Effect. I was just like, Mass Effect Trilogy, Mass Effect Trilogy.
Another good remaster, by the way. Yeah, they did an excellent job on that.
And the remaster, I played that like hell as well, the remaster.
Yeah.
So that's the last game that truly made me do that, I think. So I don't get lost in games like I used to.
This is the difference in Elder Scrolls games and other games. If you go to a tavern and watch people drink and eat, if you wait long enough, you'll see them leave. They're leaving because they're tired. If you follow them, you'll follow them home. And then if you follow them in their house, you'll see them like walk around, do a couple of things, and then they'll get in bed and they'll go to sleep. And they'll sleep until a certain time that morning, and then get up and go do what they're supposed to do, whether you're there or not. That's how these games are so immersive and pull you into them, because you feel, even though one might be stuck in a wall. I sat there and watched a guard, like everything was behind him. He was looking at a corner of a castle at shrubbery. Like, dude, are you Are you guarding
I
that
did.
bush?
I did have one glitch where people were talking. This little bit of dialogue, and I was trying to sneak up behind them, and they half saw me. So one guy was like this. Is anyone there? Is anyone there? Sort of thing. The other guy kept talking, like his
Right.
dialogue was just repeating the
Yeah.
whole time, and this other guy just stuck there like this, just
Yeah.
looking. I thought, do something else. Just, I want to get behind you, but no, he was just stuck there the whole time like that. And the other guy is just talking to him, but he's stuck. Ah,
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to get into somebody's basement without them seeing me, and then I talked to both. There's two people in there, and they immediately walked and just stood in front of the basement door. I'm like, fuck. Like, could you go somewhere else? You're just standing exactly where I need to be. So I just had to wait long enough, and then they just kind of shuffled around. And then his wife was like, well, I'm going to bed. And she walks upstairs, and he kind of moves, and I got in there. But it does allow you to do whatever you want to do. And that's important. And those kind of games, or in this game in general, do kind of help me disconnect and kind of relax.
Yeah.
And
that's
get
good.
into it.
They can just
I
get
kind of feel
immersed.
like a game like Conan could take a page out of this book, because like that was one thing that I guess was sort of alluring about playing Oblivion was, I'm going into a tavern and people are talking to me and interacting with me and stuff like that. Whereas in Conan, anytime I go anywhere, just people are just trying to kill me left and right.
Yeah.
And it's just like there's a city in the Conan game, and there are quite a few people that don't attack you right away, but there are people in that city that if you go into that neighborhood, they will try to kill you.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is annoying. Now I have to run out of this city that I would just like to, and nobody's interacting with you. They're just kind of like NPCs that are walking around. Whereas in this game, I walked into a tavern and instantly everybody was speaking to me.
Mm-hmm.
And something that was actually really interesting, and it's probably very mundane to most people, but it was interesting to me, was I wanted to get a room. And I said, yeah, I'll get a room. And they were like, it's not a great looking room. And I'm like, okay. And then they're like, it's upstairs, second door to the left, you know? And I'm just like, I had to stop for a second because it was like a very interesting detail. They didn't say go to your room or something. They were just like, it's upstairs, second door to your left. Like it's like, you know what I mean? It's like that little attention to detail.
Yeah.
It really made me feel like I'm really in a
You're
town
there.
right now.
Yeah.
I'm like
Yeah.
in a town.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like these people are like, they're saying the right things to me right now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Well, I'll give you a tip in this too. If normally, like if you're playing an RPG, you go into town and there's like something over somebody's head, right, or a marker or something, right, and it's like, oh, he has a quest. No. Talk to people like that guy.
Yeah.
If he says anything out of the ordinary,
yeah,
and you may get, you may be
Yeah.
able to ask him about it. You ask him about the right thing, and he likes you at to a certain degree, and then you're off on like a 4-hour quest on all kinds of shit. But
My
if you
child
walk in on the if you walk in on the wrong day or piss him off or say the wrong thing, you'll never get that quest.
wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how intricate it is, and that's how organic it is. And in Skyrim, one of the things that Skyrim always bothered me going from Oblivion to Skyrim is like, I would like a room. Okay, I'll show you where it is. I'm like, well, okay. And they go and they open the door, and then they sometimes like stand in your room. I'm like, get the fuck out of my room. I paid for this. Like, what are you doing in here? You know? But in Oblivion, they're like, it's like, I can tell you where it is. You're not an idiot. It's like right over there. Yeah.
There's lots of games where you pay to go to sleep in an inn,
Mm-hmm.
and then some song would come on and everything would go black and it'd go do 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 do, and then you wake up
Right.
and you're like, okay, I rested and I'm at 100 HP and I could just leave. No, this one was like, your room is upstairs, and then I go upstairs and I open the door and I'm like, wow, this is my room. And I paid for this.
Yeah.
It's a fucking mattress on the floor and a fucking and a dresser, a small dresser, and I'm just like, this is great. This is mine.
Yeah.
This is my space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, it could be people like, could be a guy banging a whore next door. I don't know, man. You
Possibly.
know, but
Maybe
it's
that's
like,
what those noises are. Yeah. Hey, knock it off. Well, also when you go to like you go to other cities, in Shadenhall, I think like you have an inn on the left and you got one on the right, and it's like, you know, you got Holiday Inn and you got the Ritz. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can tell, like, well,
Yeah.
this one's going to cost a little bit more. So if you've got the money, you know, go stay. And it's stupid. There's no reason to spend more money to stay in a room. But when you do, and you go and you open that room and it's like 2 rooms and a big bed and a fire, and you're like, yeah. It's just, you're just like, whoa, this is my room. This is really nice. All you're doing is, I just want to fucking level up, you know.
I've got 20 shillings. I'm
Right.
rich.
I can afford this. Get out of my way. Yeah. No, that's
the
what.
great thing is, the great thing is as well, like with this type of game, with Oblivion, the fact that that's a remake, it's a remake. They call it remaster, it's a remake practically.
Practically, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, you can play the original. Obviously, you know, that's very outdated now in terms of like graphics and things.
Yeah.
So a lot of people wouldn't have touched it. You know, from 2006.
Well, some people, it's not
So
available to them. If you're on PlayStation, you can't play it unless you have a PS3. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not just remastering an old game. That's remastering, you know, the whole childhood if you grew up on that game. And now it's like a whole new game for a lot of us.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, it's a new game.
Yeah. It's a new, you just got a new Elder Scrolls game.
Why would you play the 20-year-old version that you might have to search for a different system for?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It just introduces this to you know, millions of people.
That is what a remaster or remake should do.
Exactly.
Not games that are 2 years old that you can play.
Yeah, that we just, textures are a little bit better. Yeah, give us 50, 60, 70 bucks. Yeah. No, I totally agree. Well, Mike Ibarra, I always have trouble with his name.
Ibarra?
Ibarra, thank you. Who used to be, you know, with Microsoft, and he would disagree with you. And get this, I want to get your opinion on this, guys. He says, I'm skeptical about 20-year-old remasters. What was once fantastic, now remastered, will never hold up against modern masterpieces like Elden Ring. The bar has simply moved from safe, open-world RPGs to what Elden Ring brought us all. I would love to be proven wrong, but I'm not. What do you think about that?
You were.
Yeah, he was proven wrong like over 1,000 times. Yeah, in the comments.
Yeah, he was proven wrong. I don't know much about him because I know he was with Blizzard and with Microsoft. And is he with Blizzard now?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. Click on his name.
Yeah, I don't know because
CEO, Prize Picks, formerly president of Blizzard, VP at Microsoft. Yeah. Also, dumbass, I think is what that says. Yeah. Yeah. David, what do you think about that?
Yeah. No, I think.
Do you think he's right or do you think he's wrong? I mean,
I think there's room for. Yeah, I think there's room for remastering something and having that nostalgia and people enjoying it. I mean, just like you said, I remember you said before about, you know, you remembering, or maybe it was Liam that said remembering. You remember this game, and it was, you know, it was awesome, and then you go, you play it, and it's like, oh, this is actually shittier than I remembered.
Yeah, the graphics, like how it looks. Yeah,
you know, it's funny because that's how I remember Halo, because I remember Halo being so awesome and the feel of it, and you know, you would shoot one of the aliens, and they would go, ugh, and they would like
have a reaction.
They would have a reaction to that one bullet.
Yep.
You know, and then and I was just like, that is the coolest shit that I've ever seen. They're not just dropping to the ground after you hit them. You know, there's this contact between
Feedback.
me
Yeah.
and that, yeah. And then I played it with my wife. I was like, you gotta check this game. You never played Halo? Come on. And we put it on, and she was like, this is the game that you used to love? Like,
Yeah.
this looks like shit. And I was like, yeah, it does kind of look like shit.
Yeah.
But
It's a
let's play it.
20-year-old game. Yeah.
And we played it,
Yeah.
and she just, like, she was quiet, and we're playing it for like 3 hours straight. And I'm like, oh, you haven't said anything, huh? So she's like, it's okay. It's all right. It's a cool game. I'm
It's
like, yeah,
fun.
you get into it, right? Yeah. So, them, as long as they keep that feeling that I had, and I mean specifically how I felt trolling the warthog and walking around and shooting.
Mm-hmm.
If those mechanics can stay put, and you can elevate the graphics, you can elevate the speech, the way the characters interact with you, if those things can be elevated, yeah, like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Go back
Yeah.
and do it. There's room for those things. Like,
Yeah.
that's okay.
They made changes that make it feel more modern without
Yeah.
like making it feel like a different game. Like it still feels
Yeah.
like Oblivion, but the third person animations and then all animations actually, and the combat, you do have that feedback, and where you didn't before, like when you hit somebody, you get feedback from them. They go But to go back to what he said, I brought this up because what you said about Conan Exiles, it's Elden Ring. In my opinion, I don't think Elden Ring is in the same category as Oblivion. Elden Ring to me does not feel like an RPG. It doesn't. I know technically it is, but it just doesn't feel like it. Because when I play Elden Ring, I create a character like a role-playing game. I pick my class like a role-playing game. And then I go out and everything kills me. Everything.
Yeah.
There are like there's static. Yeah, there's static characters that give you exposition or let you buy stuff, but otherwise, if you go outside of that, everything's killing you. That is not. You're not interacting with anything. There's no story, individual stories there that you can get. And, you can get them, but it's just somebody laying there and you talk to them and oh, wow, that's interesting. You can't, interact with that person and go on like a quest with them or anything else. Nothing wrong with that, but it's not the same kind of game. And I think that Mike Ibarra is just missing the point, man. Like safe open world RPG. Man, fuck you. If not all of us want to play a game where everything you encounter tries to kill you. I want to talk to people that I want to meet that crazy person that's living by themselves up in the mountains. It's like, are you okay? No, not really. Can you go over here and help me do this? Or can you go kill these bandits? Or those are the things that I love. Those are the things I like. And just like talking about, if you go into, somewhere and you talk to someone, if they don't like you enough or you're the wrong, race or something, they might not give you the same information, but if they do, they might go, hey, can you help me out with something? Might be, illegal, like, yeah. You don't get that with these, modern, Elden Rings and stuff. I think he just, no, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say I think you're right. I think he shot himself in the foot the minute he said Elden Ring because I don't understand. I mean, he needs to get his tongue out of the ass of Elden Ring. Like, what's so special about Elden Ring? Like, I don't get me wrong, Elden Ring looks amazing, and I bought Elden Ring because it looks amazing. Yeah. But I played that game for an hour, and I was like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I'm dying every 5 seconds. Why do I have to be this amazing, gifted, God-gifted guy with timing? Timing everything. Everything has to be timed perfectly.
That
is why it does not feel like an RPG to me.
Right.
Yeah. No. Yeah, well, it is. Now, I mean, it is a Souls-like game. That's what it is.
Well, right, but
RPG.
But he named it in his
thing
that he said. So it's like, okay, if you're gonna say what you're gonna say, but the minute you start naming a game, Whoa, 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 whoa. The game that you named, let's look at that with a fine-tooth comb.
Exactly. Yeah.
That game ain't the shit. You're saying this game is the end-all be-all. Man, fuck you. That game is not the end-all be-all. I'm sorry. Maybe it's the end-all be-all for you, but it looks amazing. Maybe one of the best-looking games I've ever seen. Sure, I'll grant you that. But, like, playability? Only a select few can play that game.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to touch at. It's not whether the game is good or not. It's about accessibility. I would love to be able to. This is what kills me about From Software games is that they make them so difficult that if I buy the game and I play it, and I've played about 20 hours of Elden Ring, and quit because it got frustrating for me because I want to see what's over there. I want to go and see what's over there, but I can't because there's a fucking boss right there that I can't beat, and it's just frustrating for me. And honestly, knowing that if I beat that boss, my only reward is a more difficult boss. Whereas on an RPG, if you help somebody or get involved in something that's going on, you have different characters that you can talk to. You have different characters that you can side with. There may be points where it's like, well, I'm gonna give this thing to this person and it may do this, or I can give this thing to this person and it may do this. So I got to make a decision. That is role playing. That is the definition of role playing. If you have a choice that will affect the world you're in, and then you get reward like a fucking sword or something. That's the whole point of role playing. You're playing a role, and for him to even compare these two just makes him look like an ass. Like holy shit, dude! That's not even the same kind of game.
And I don't know what he was going for there.
I don't know.
I've watched plenty of Elden Ring. It's interesting to watch at times, but after a while, I'm just kind of like, everybody's just rolling around.
Yeah.
How is this?
Yeah.
How is this cool? Like, at least in like a game like Skyrim or Oblivion, okay, I'm choosing to use magic, or I'm choosing to use a sword, or I'm choosing to use stealth, or I'm choosing this, and now my parameters change. Now I have to figure out, okay, I'm gonna beat this guy in this way, whereas virtually any boss I'm gonna fight in Elden Ring, I'm gonna be dodging for like a good 90% of whatever it is I'm doing.
Right.
I'm gonna be dodging.
Yeah, what if in an RPG sometimes you could just talk to the person, and if your speechcraft ability is super high or something, you could just like go, hey dude, you don't have to do this. Like, you know what? You're right. You can pass. You just walk on through. It's the choices that make it what it is.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I get Elden Ring. I see why a lot of people like it, but it is the difficulty that people like. It's not role playing. It's not a role playing game in the sense of, I like to be, whatever. But yeah, I think that sums up. And again, this is somebody that's in the gaming industry, and I roasted him as well. I said I'm not surprised to hear this from someone in the game industry that absolutely has no fucking clue what anybody wants. Like, weren't you in charge of Overwatch 2, the game that nobody fucking wanted? Like the game that you didn't have to make. You didn't even have to call it 2. This is just an upgrade. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Like, just shut up.
I think the only point really that he was trying to make is that a lot of games don't age well. But you can't say that with a game that everyone just bought. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, he said this on the 22nd, which was was on the day it came out. So he had to put his 2 cents worth on that. But it's really just what he says is just really insulting. He said, what was once fantastic, now remastered, will never hold up against modern masterpieces. I'm sorry, but anybody that loves games, it doesn't matter if it's modern or not. There are masterpieces. There are games that are masterpieces. Huh? What'd you say?
Does this guy play games?
I know, right? No, probably not.
He's out of touch. He's out of time.
No shit.
You know what? It kind of reminds me. Actually, it's funny we're talking about this because I was doing a lot of gardening this weekend, and I just had a craving to listen to Megadeth. Okay, so I'm listening to I'm listening to all the old school Megadeth, right?
Yeah.
And then they have an album, I think it's called Dystopia, that I never really listened to, right? And it's kind of like a newer album, and I can instantly tell they use a more modern sound rather than this old school thrash sound,
Uh-huh.
you know, where the drums are like super tight and punchy, and the guitars are super like cut in, and his vocals are like doubled a lot,
Yeah.
and usually his vocals aren't doubled. And you can instantly recognize this is more of like a modern. This is what Megadeth would sound like if they were modern, and it's fucking awesome. It's such a great album, and it's very different, you know, but it's different in a good way. And I just feel like can take something old and put like this modern thing to it, and it'll still come out good as long as the essence remains the same from that old.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. It's there's a
that's
secret
possible.
formula there to do that. It's probably not very easy to do, but I would say that Oblivion did it. I mean, it's obviously a
Yeah,
hit. It was okay. It was like 180,000 people on Steam were playing this the day
Yeah.
it came out and the next day, which means I really want to see the statistics on how many people called in sick on Wednesday. Like
Yeah.
seriously, like I think it's like I got the Oblivion flu. I can't
Yeah.
come into work for
I
6 days.
what was it? There was there was a I need to find it. What one guy said, one of my people on Discord that I talk to, um he said, like, he was working, and he said to his boss, said, can I go home early? Oblivion dropped. And the boss was like, oh man, I wish I could play it. And so he says it's on PS5 too, and the boss went, all right, let's go.
Yeah, hell
nice.
yeah, why not? I know that that probably disrupted. That could very well have something to do with the power outages
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Europe.
yeah,
Like they went to the
maybe.
power station and nobody's there. It's like, what? Where is anybody in here?
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah, yeah. If you're in Europe, and if you're in Europe and the power went out, it's probably what happened. All the power stations are just everyone's playing Oblivion.
Yep,
That's
they're
what
just
happened.
gone.
Yeah, right.
Well, before we get out of here,
Uh,
I want to talk about one other thing, and it's really just how this game came to be. It leaked. We knew it existed because there were some screenshots that leaked, and of course, we didn't know when it was going to come out, but they did. They dropped it. They dropped it when they announced it, and it just made me think about how fucking cool that is. I mean, how many game like they should do this more. The
yeah,
marketing
yeah,
for that, they could not have generated the same amount of buzz if they had announced this like 2 months ago. If they announced this 2 months ago and had a release date of like April 22nd, there would have been lead ups, there would have been all this other stuff, but there also would have been copies sent to IGN and GameSpot and all these other goofballs, and then they would have had their own spin on it. It would have been like, hey, it's great, but
Yeah,
and then
8 out of 10, 7 out of 10.
yeah, and then PC Gamer would have to put their stupid shit spin on it and talk about how bad remasters are on PC, and I don't think it would have done quite as well as dropping it and it just creating a crater, and everybody
yeah,
just scrambling to go, well, now we got to play this and review it, and um, by doing that you get ahead of the media. You are
yeah.
now the media, and it's fucking
And
genius, and it works. And I,
yeah,
I picked up some games that were shadow dropped recently, like Ninja Gaiden 2 Black was shadow dropped.
Yeah, no shot dropped.
Yeah, yeah, it did really well.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, there's people freaking out about it. Fallout Shelter, which was not a big game, but and it was a phone game, and everybody I knew was playing it. Like, have you played this? I'm like, what is it? And they're like, it just dropped. It's a Fallout game on your phone. Like, that's all you had to say, and everybody downloaded it and
Yeah.
was playing it. Tetris 99, when that came out, holy shit, that doesn't sound big, but go back and look at it. It was massive. It was huge. Of course, we know Hi-Fi Rush. Didn't know the game existed. Never even seen it before. They showed it.
Yeah.
It was like, holy shit, this looks great. And boom, there
that was
you go.
actually the more surprising thing, than the fact we didn't even know about its existence.
Exactly.
Just nothing.
Yeah. Same thing with Apex Legends. Nobody knew anything about that.
Yeah. Apex. Yeah, Apex was.
It did leak like a day before, but it was kind of like, hey, and even Vince Zampella was, announced. It's like, hey, well, we're going to check out our new game. It's not Titanfall. It's like, let me tell you that. Yeah.
I remember that because there were a good amount of people who were pissed that it wasn't Titanfall, myself including.
But it was
a good game. So
yeah, but it was in the same universe, so it's like it's not Titanfall, but and they announced it, and everybody was playing it like immediately. Like me and my wife were like, "Holy shit! We got to download this like right now." It did really well. It caused so much buzz. Metroid Prime Remastered, even Nintendo did it with theirs. They said, hey, look at this remaster of Metroid Prime, and it's available right now. Who's missing from this list? Sony has not shadow dropped jack. They're so fucking old school, man. It's just ridiculous.
I mean, GTA 6 could drop tomorrow, and everyone would just drop everything to play it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but wait a minute. Let's think about this, though.
Blackout?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the second blackout.
I know. I've been home like for a week with Oblivion flu, but I got some. Doctor says I got something else. I got a sexually transmitted GTA disease. But you can't do that with certain games.
No. I know there are like certain budgets and.
Well, no, it's not that. It's like Assassin's Creed. We know we're getting another Assassin's Creed. It's not like a surprise. We know we're getting a Call of Duty. We know we're getting another Madden. We know we're getting a FIFA. There's no reason to like shadow drop those. But the games that we just don't know that's out there, like for instance, the Phoenix collection or whatever, the Gears collection that probably doesn't exist. If they announce that in June and drop it again, that's like a huge holy shit, look what we just got.
That would be cool.
Yeah. So I want most games to be released like this. I'm sorry, just fuck the marketing. Screw, none of it works anyway, and none of it works in their favor at all. It just gives the media time to find shit wrong with whatever you got going on, and then by then you've got so many people. Look at Marathon. I mean, Marathon is a perfect example. We knew it existed. They showed a trailer. They showed what it's going to be, and then they said what it's going to be, or vice versa. And then, and now people are playing it, and they're allowing people to like stream it and make videos of it. And guess what? It's boring. It's fucking boring. Like people, even the higher like extraction shooter people are like, this is an extraction shooter made for everybody. And if you make a game for everybody, what happens? You make one for nobody. And it's not good. Even the alpha on stream, it's like numbers hit and then they're going. So people are playing it and then they're like, I'm good. Had they shadow dropped this and just said, hey, this is a Marathon game and it's an extraction shooter, check it out. And it's available right now. Crater. Boom. I mean, it would cause so much of a media blackout of, holy shit, stop what you're doing, we got to cover this. And even them, even the players, even the streamers and everybody would not have the chance to say what was going on with it. And it would do so much better. But I don't think it's going to do well at all. But see, I don't know. What do you guys think? What would you rather have? Would you have this like lead up and meet up and trailer, or just like go, hey everybody, check it out, boom?
I just wanted to say, like, I just find it fascinating how conditioned we are. Like our last episode was like, what do you think's gonna happen? And I was totally like, it's not coming out.
I know, I was too. I'm like, there's no fucking way.
We're like so conditioned at this point to see trailer after fucking trailer after
exactly
fucking trailer and be like, all right, I guess we're just gonna have to wait for this game just like every other game.
You said it.
when they throw it out, when they threw out Oblivion, I was like, huh? When we got the message from Liam that Oblivion, when I saw that message that Oblivion's out, I was like, what? Are you sure? And then I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit, it's out. Like,
Yeah.
I literally said on the last one that, yeah, we're just going to get a release date. It's just going to have Oblivion burned in with the release date. And I
Yeah.
was like, holy shit, they really dropped it the next day?
I know, and you're so right about that. We're so conditioned to see, oh, here's a trailer of something that's, oh, well, they didn't really show anything, did they? What's my excitement level? Fucking zero. Okay, here's another trailer like months or years later. Oh, look, it looks better. Wait a minute, that's not even the same game. They've changed everything. Okay, my excitement is zero. It doesn't work anymore. There's a game called Arc Raiders that's made by Embark. They made the finals. We saw a trailer of it in 2022, I think, or something like that. And it was these guys from Battlefield, and they're making a new game. And you got a guy with a rifle and a jetpack, and it's third person. It's super realistic, and they're attacking this giant robot. I'm like, yeah, that's fucking. It's not even that game anymore. It's now an extraction shooter, and so it's like they show us stuff we don't even know if that's what we're getting.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, you nailed it.
I mean,
it's.
Yeah, definitely don't do that. Don't pitch a game just to figure out it's going to be a different game later on. That's definitely a big mistake.
Yeah.
I think most developers know what the game's going to be, but sometimes they do change and it's like completely different. It's like, well, why did you show us all the stuff before?
Yeah.
I do think it's the eternal struggle of like wanting to play it, but like the companies also have to, I don't know, they think they have to make their marketing campaigns to please investors and everyone else.
Yeah.
If a company says nothing, the internet will be like, well, you're not making anything, you're not doing anything. But where is your next game? What's happening?
That doesn't matter though. That doesn't affect anything. It doesn't matter if they're not doing anything. It only matters when they show what they're doing. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I think that this is a prime example of like, if everybody's doing it, if you do the opposite, you stand out.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
You know?
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think the leaks were leaks?
I think that
the actual leaks, or was that a clever marketing strategy?
I think they were. I don't think they were leaks. I think that was planned.
Yeah, I think that was planned.
Yeah.
Which, if it was, that could be worse actually, because imagine if nobody knew about it and everyone just got blindsided.
It's the timing.
Right.
Yeah, it's the timing that I think it was fake, because if those were leaked like a year ago, then no, I think it was.
Well, it was. It kind of was, because we did know it existed. Because when with Microsoft, they had their Activision case.
Yeah, that was not intentional, obviously, but also that was so long ago. How did we? If it's not announced, we don't know if it's canceled. So
yeah, we don't know.
Right.
Which it was there. Also, Fallout 3 remaster was also mentioned, so that's what we're going to get next.
Oh, I think that's
Microsoft
should just
that's happening.
Yeah, Microsoft should just go ahead and just buy Virtuos and just start just having them pump out this shit, man, because it's I want shit. Do Morrowind, do Skyrim, do do all of them.
Skyrim.
Do Daggerfall. Shit.
Don't say do Skyrim. Todd's like, huh? Skyrim.
Yeah, you want to do that? Well, do another one first and then do Skyrim.
Who was the other developer? There was another developer. I forgot who it was. They basically just set up their studio to find older 360 games and license them, like older PS3 360 era games. I can't remember who it was.
I don't know. I know there's Night Dive Studios, who I'm a big fan of, because they do some really good work.
Was it Night Dive?
They're not limited to 360 and PS3 games. They do PC games. They do everything. A little bit of everything.
I'm not saying they're limited to it, but they said like we want to do older games. We want to remaster games.
They've said recently, it's like, we're not stopping. we're going to continue to do this. And they're working on one of my favorite games, System Shock 2. And I'm super excited about that. That comes out in June. Even though I bought the Thing remaster, I still haven't played it. I need to cut out some time to play that because I really want to play it. But it's I just think that this is a really good way to do it. I think that it's smart marketing. And, like we talked about before, the marketing for a game is not what it used to be. You're not getting that live action TV commercial because who the fuck would see it? You can't billboards and having like Spider-Man on a bus in London. I mean, kind of works, but, if somebody sees Spider-Man, like everybody knows Spider-Man. They may not attribute it to a new game or a new, they might just think, oh, it's a new movie. But having it, of course, you wouldn't want to you wouldn't want to. I'm sure that's probably why Sony does not drop anything, because all of their titles are remasters or sequels, and they're just not putting anything out that's new, except for Marathon that will fail. So it's a lesson, I think, for the industry, and I hope that a lot of these studios, and I hope Mike Ibarra, for one, is paying the fuck attention, that we just got a huge remaster that everybody is really loving, and we've got an RPG from a new studio and a new IP that's really small, and I know they are fucking pissed that all of the characters in the US version have English accents. But because I know they're just like, shit, those bastards. But they just sold 500,000 copies so far, and it's only been out, like what, less than a week.
I thought they sold. I thought it sold $1 million.
Oh, I think it hit $1 million. You're right. I think it hit $1 million today.
Yeah.
So,
it hit $1 million already.
That is fantastic for a small studio. So we'll see more from them, I'm sure. But so it's been a great week, man, for gaming. If you like role playing games, you're eating steak right now.
Yeah.
It is just too good to be true. David, we're gonna try to get some survival games pumped out there for you, so you can.
Yeah.
What's your
Dune right now. I got my eyes on Dune right now.
I've seen really good things about Dune. Really good things. One guy said that it's the best survival game he's ever played.
Okay.
Just not the best MMO, but and I did try to play some. Have you ever played Defiance? Do you even know what that is? Oh, it failed miserably, but it was a TV show on Sci-Fi, and then there was an MMO that launched at the same time as the TV show. And then every time the TV show aired, it created content for the game. So it's like, as the TV show played out, it would also affect the MMO. So these story elements would pop in. So you'd watch the show and then you go play it. Brilliant, actually. I mean, for like late 2000s, because TV was still relevant. But the show got canceled after like less than a season. And then the MMO lived on for a little bit, and then they closed it. And then they brought it back for a little bit, and then the studio itself, I think, closed. But now it's back. I downloaded it because it's just dumb fun. It's just sci-fi MMO. You got like 4-wheelers and laser rifles. Who the fuck like them die? But I haven't been able to get on a server yet, so I don't know. The servers are not stable. But if I get a chance to play that, I'll tell everybody about it. Not really a remaster, but more of a rekindling or a re-emergence. I don't know. It's been resuscitated, I guess you could say. So we'll go with that. But anything we got left before we get out of here?
I think that's it. No? I think we just have to play the rest of our games this week because it's too many.
Yeah. Well, I recommend Oblivion to everybody. Just know that it is a 19-year-old game, but if you just go into it without thinking, hey, I want to play this like every other game I played, I think you'll have a lot of fun with it and actually get lost in that world. So that's my pick of the week. guess. All right, everybody. Thanks for dropping in, and we'll see you next week. We'll see what drops next week. Yeah.
All right.